I've had a spiritual awakening before. I feel like I've had a few, and I really feel like this time, this particular awakening experience is really kicking my ass. I been doing inner child healing, getting to some root causes of things. I really wanted to have some understanding of why I started to connect the dots. So I don't really know how to explain it other to explain my experience. I so one day I go to work, right? I'm the first one to get to the office. The office has an alarm. And I was diagnosed with PTSD a few years ago. So loud noises is a huge trigger for me. I went and what the hell did I do? So I go, put my key in the door, go to get in the office, and what happens? The alarm goes off. The alarm is so loud, so loud. So then I'm like freaking out, right? I don't have the alarm code. I have to call my supervisor and all this stuff. So we do all of that. Shitty way for me to start my day. I'm super triggered, right? I just felt incompetent and I don't know. So I go talk to my therapist about this. And then we start breaking it down. I tell her, I felt bad. You're a bad girl. You're a bad girl. That's what I was kept hearing. Like you did something bad. Now you did something bad because you needed someone to help you, or you had to ask them to help you, or you should have known better, or just all of these things started to come. Like all of these thoughts came from that one incident. And then we talked about an experience, like what it particularly brought me back to, an experience from when I was a little girl. And I'm like, okay, I've been working on those things, trying to get to the root cause of what caused the anxiety, the PTSD, that strong feeling, that deep feeling of uneasiness, and then trying to incorporate all aspects of it. I'm a very spiritual person. I use spiritual practices, not just the stuff that she tells me in therapy. Thankfully, me and my therapist, we have similar interests, I'll call it. She's into spiritual stuff too, so she can kind of understand when we start talking about other things, because they love to throw people in the hospital. That's a whole other rant. So been going through that experience, and I, tried to find some resources, reading. I've read this great book. It's called Reconciliation. Excuse me. Oh, excuse me. This book called Reconciliation. The guy's name I cannot remember. I'll put it in the description box. The book name, the title, and the author's name. And he said something in particular that really hit me so deep. I guess he was talking about, and please do not quote me, okay? Because I don't remember all the specifics. I just remember the things that really hit me. So he said that suffering will happen. It's not about, it's really about how much tools we have to deal with the suffering, because suffering is going to happen regardless. So I think he said it, I forget the way it was said verbatim, but it was basically like that, saying it like that. I was like, wow, like how much mindfulness tools do you have to deal with the suffering, because the suffering will come. I thought that was the most brilliant fucking thing I heard in my life. Like, jeez. I've been trying to connect more with my feminine energy. I have been manifesting out of my masculine energy, and then it's hurt masculine energy too, right? I mean, that's what they tell us. Take your pain, manifest that shit, like turn that into something else. So at the time, I, getting out of a toxic relationship, or leaving a toxic relationship, leaving behind toxic habits and toxic thoughts, I was like, all right. I mean, I just went into overwork mode. I have 3 kids. My daughter doesn't even, like, at the time, she wasn't living with me. She's living in a program. So the combination of like having the kids and then having to deal with having a child outside the home and deal with those issues, and then working like a maniac. Like, why am I working 50 plus hours a week? What the hell is wrong with me? But it was just, it felt good. I felt good. It stroked my ego, you know? I felt like for so long I was actually doing what I was supposed to do. I was home taking care of my children, but I really internalized the negative thoughts. Or you know what it was? I had the dream that I knew exactly what I wanted to be and who I wanted to be. Like, no, I was going to be that woman that had a nice little cushy office job and make a little bit of money and have a car and, just do the middle class thing. Like, that was the goal and the dream for me. And I just realized that was just my ego, because that's what, I guess, somewhere along the line, I was like, that was imprinted in my brain that that's what we're supposed to do, or that's what's best for us. And truly, didn't really help. I mean, the money is nice, I've done some great things. I take better care of myself. I have money to take like my little supplements and like, uh, I can afford to live a certain kind of lifestyle. That's great. That's wonderful. But when I had the money that I didn't, more money than I had before, and I was still fucking empty, feeling empty on the inside, still feeling like shit on the inside, it's like, okay, what am I doing this for? Like, this shit is not working. And then it's like, all right, so let me chill out. It took me of fucking 2 years of working myself like a dog to be like, all right, let me chill out for let me let me sit back. And to be honest with you, it didn't even come naturally to me. It came through divine intervention. I've been doing so well now, my daughter can come home. She's been doing better as well, because of course, if I'm doing better, the children will be better as well. So that part, but then it was like, well, I had to decide, am I going to work like crazy? Or, well, of course, I'm going to do what I have to do for my family. So I stopped working as much. Slowing it down, slowing it down, slowing it down. Now I'm just like, wow. I can't believe I worked myself ragged. I mean, thank God in a way, because really that work is the basis for me to I'm able to do some great things for my family. At the same time, I'm exhausted physically, mentally, emotionally. I am exhausted. I burnt myself out. Burnt myself out. Like, okay. Like, why am I so sick? I never really been like a sickly person. I would get like colds, but not sick like that. I haven't been sick like that in years. I'm like, all right. Or just freaking, fucking candida issue. That is a whole other situation, but it's extremely frustrating. I realized that my body is not going to heal if I'm constantly stressed. I am constantly stressed. My body's in fight or flight. Well, it was. It's been better recently. At least I'm not in fight or flight mode anymore. But I'm exhausted. It's like, what am I doing this for? At least I've begun to feel good because at least I've been able to do some great things with my kids. That part feels awesome. I can take my kids places I couldn't take them before because I didn't have as much expendable income, Now I said, no more. I can't keep living for other people. I really can't live for other people or keep thinking about what they're going to think about me if I make this decision, if I do this, if I make that decision. No, I'm 32 years old. I don't know how much more time I will have in this existence. I don't want to waste any more time. 32 is young. It is. But I've seen people are dying left and right. Dropping, quick, fast, in a hurry. When I take my last breath, I cannot leave this place knowing I will be so disappointed in myself if I know I did not live my life to the fullest. This life has not been easy for me. I spent a lot of time feeling so hurt, so down, so just beaten and this and that, just beat down. How many years did I spend wishing I would take my last breath? I will never forget. I was staring at the sun. It's like, God, just take me now. 16 years old. I was like, God, please take me. I can't do this anymore. Said no. I have something planned for you. Something great, something magical, something wonderful. Don't give up. Okay. But then it kept getting harder. It kept getting harder. It was hard for me to sit with the pain, to get out of the funk, to get the fuck out of my own way. But I made it through. A few years ago, I had another one of those experiences of feeling so low. I realized I had gave every morsel of myself, every piece of myself to everyone else in my life. And I said, even to my kids, I love them dearly, but I cannot keep giving everyone everything, every piece of me. I cannot do that anymore. I have to live for me because this shit has not been working anymore. It just hasn't. It just wasn't. And so I made a change. Here I am 2 years later. I did a lot of great things. But here I am again.